Hello, hello everyone. I am Brenda with Wreaths by Busy Bees Custom Creations. Thanks so much for joining me. And today I'm going to be showing you how I make some bows. So let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to make a wreath on, this is the ProBow 4-in-1. So I'm going to move you guys here, and if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon. Okay, let me move you over here. Alright, there we go. Okay, so we're going to start out with a 2.5-inch ribbon. And we're going to go ahead and dovetail the ends. Okay, get rid of that. And we're going to do, this has measurements on it, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're just going to do a 9-inch tail, okay? And then what we're going to do is we are going to take our ribbon and gather it together and put it right here in the center, okay? We're going to bring our tail coming back. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull some ribbon off of there, and we're going to go out to the 6-inch mark over here because we're going to make 6-inch loops. So you just kind of measure it there, put your ribbon in, and then measure 6 inches over here. Now you can make as many or as little loops as you want. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no rhyme or reason to it. So we're just going to keep going. We're going to do 3 with this one, and we're going to do the same size. So we're just going to keep going, and you can just use the previous one for the measurement then. Measure that one. So we're going to do 3 loops on each side with this one. Okay. Again, just keep going back and forth and using the other one as your guide. Alright, then I'm going to cut that off and we're going to go to the next ribbon. Okay. That popped right off. Don't you hate when that happens? Don't you hate when that happens? Alright, so next we're going to use, I'm going to pull this tail down here. I'm going to go ahead and move my loops where I want them. Okay, we're going to move one up, one in the middle, and one down. Do the same over here. One down, one up. Straighten it out a little bit. Okay. All right, next we're going to use some Ladybug ribbon. Okay, we're going to, again, dovetail the ends. You just fold it in half and cut from the fold to the point. All right, again, we're going to do 9-inch tails. We're going to gather our ribbon together. That in there, and I'm going to put the tails up here. Alright, now this time you're going to want to twist because you have a pretty side of the ribbon and a not so pretty side. And we're going to do 6-inch loops again. So I'm going to go to the 6-inch mark, measure it, put your ribbon in, and then twist. Okay. The 6 inches down and twist. I'm just going to do 2 loops with this one. Twist that up. And push it down and then twist again. Okay, and we're going to do, again, 2 loops. So we're done with both loops on each side, and we're going to cut this one off. Okay. So now we have 3 6-inch loops with the yellow on each side and 2 6-inch loops with the Ladybug ribbon. Okay. Now we're going to come back with a yellow, just a plain yellow 1.5. Whoops. And we're going to measure out the tails. Again, same, 9 inches. Put that in. Now because this is the same on both sides, you don't have to twist, but that's up to you. And we're going to go about 5 inches. So what you can do is just move those out of the way. Go to 5 inches. Put it down. Move this out of the way so you see your 5 inches. Okay, and we're going to do 3 loops with this color. Okay, so we're going to go the same, and you can use the previous loop to measure if you want. Put that in. There we go. And 1 more on each side. And because this is the same on both sides, you don't have to do that twist, but you can if you want. And then we're going to cut that off. Put that tail up there. Okay. Now we're going to come back with a red polka dot. This is really going to stand out nicely. We're going to dovetail the end of that one. Okay, measure out to the end of the board. Now this does have a right side and a wrong side. It's hard to tell, but it does. So we're going to make sure the right side is up. Put that tail there. I'm going to do 2 loops with this one. Okay, and this time we're going to go about 4 inches. All right, move those out of the way, measure, go to about 4. Okay, now you have to put that twist back in there. Go to the 4 inches. Okay, put that in, and twist. Again, you can use this one as reference since you have that one there. Kind of use it to measure. Put that in and twist. And put that one there. Okay, so we have our 2 with that ribbon, and now we're going to cut this one off. Okay. Alright, and again, we're going to move those. These, kind of get it where we want it. Okay. And you know, we're going to fluff more when we take it off. But alright, the last one, I have the yellow with the ladybug, so we're going to come back with that one. We're going to do our tails again. Okay, put that in, and we're just going to do 1 loop on each side at about 3 inches. I'm just going to guesstimate it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe 4 inches. Okay, and you're going to want to twist. And if you want to make sure they're the same size, what you can do is pull both of them up. And if one's a little longer, you just pull it in. Okay. So now we have 1 loop on each side. Then I'm going to make that little button loop in the center. So I'm going to twist it. And I'm just going to go, I don't know, about like an inch or 2. Okay, just like that. And then cut that one off. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to come in with a zip tie. And a zip tie is great for this because it will hold it nice and tight. And you're going to make sure you go under all of the ribbons. Okay, bring that up. Get it started. You don't want to do it too tight. Pull it off. And you want to move that over to where the indent was. And then you're going to bring it to the back of the bow. Okay, then what you want to do is get your pipe cleaner and go ahead and stick it in there now. tighten it up a little more, not real tight because you want to be able to move your loops and tails around. Okay, so then you're going to start from the bottom. I know it doesn't look like much now. And you're going to start making those loops. And what you can do is you can hold it by the pipe cleaner and that, and it makes it easier. Okay, so we're going to move our tails, move our loops. Okay, so we have the 3 yellow ones on the bottom. Okay, we're going to come back with the 2 ladybug ones. And kind of get that ribbon how you want it to sit. Pull this one over here. Okay. And then you have the 3 yellow, 1.5 inch. Okay, so we have that. Then we have the 2 red and black. And the 1 with the ladybug. Okay, so look how full that side looks already. Then we're going to do the same with this side. Okay. And you just want to put your fingers inside of the loops and just open them up. And that's what's really going to give life to your bow. Okay. Then you're going to do the ladybug ribbon, and you're going to put those where we want them. Okay, and don't be afraid to kind of really yank on them. Get the 1.5 inch yellow where you want it. Move your tails around. Okay, move this tail here. I'm going to move this tail down here. I'm going to move the red ones around. Okay, then we're going to open up this 1 loop here. Okay, now remember that one in the center? We're just going to kind of open it up and make it that little button in the center. Okay, now once you have everything the way you want it, you want to pull it back and tighten that twist tie really nice and tight. And then you're just going to go ahead and cut that twist tie off, or the zip tie off. Okay, and then there's our bow. And you can fluff forever, but the more you open up these loops, the better your bow is going to look. It's going to look more full. Okay, so you just kind of want to keep playing with it till you're happy with it. All right, so that, and then you just want to take your tails and kind of grab it inside here, and then just run your fingers around it, and you see how nicely they curl. Okay, like that. Okay, and again, just keep opening them up, and then you have a nice full bow. Okay, so now I did that one on the 4-in-1, so let's go ahead and do one on the ProBow the Hand. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Well, actually, I'll use this to hold my ribbon. Okay. Alright, so let's get our ProBow set up here. Now, when I was first learning how to make bows, I learned best on the ProBow, but really it's totally up to you. You're going to find the bow maker that you like the best. So, oops, we're going to do 1.5 inch first, sorry. Okay, so let me get my ProBow out and get it set up. Okay, so this is my ProBow the Hand. And let's get this set up here. And yes, I made bigger pegs, taller pegs for mine. I like the taller pegs than the shorter ones that came with it. And the blue on the bottom is just some masking tape to kind of help it stay into the hole a little better. Okay, so there we go. Okay, So for those of you who are new to the ProBow, these are called your fingers, all right? And what you need with the ProBow is 2 pieces of wire. Now, some people say to use the 26 gauge wire, but I find it's very thin and it breaks very easily. So I don't like to use that. So I use 22 gauge wire. And you just want to cut 2 pieces. Now I always cut mine long, about 30 inches. Okay. Alright, so you have 2 pieces of wire. One is basically just to get your bow started, and the other is to hold all of the ribbon for you. Now, when you're using the 4-in-1, you build your bow from the bottom up. When you're using the ProBow the Hand, you build your bow from the top down. So that is a big difference how you make your bow. I'm just trying to get all my ribbons set up here. So you want to start with your 1.5 inch ribbon. We're going to start with our little Ladybug. And this is my favorite bow to make on here. I think it's called the Chateau bow, I don't even remember. But what I do to get started is I take my ribbon and I just wrap it around that center peg. You don't want to pull it real tight so that the, let me zoom in so you can really see. Okay, you don't want to pull it tight. You just kind of want to loosely put it on there. Gather your ribbons together. Take your first wire and wrap it around your ribbon. Okay. Alright, so then what you do is you take your top wire and you wrap it clockwise around this peg to get it out of the way. Okay. Then you take your second wire here, and there's a little tiny nail here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but there's a little nail here. You take this one and you wrap it just one time around and then tuck it underneath your board. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to dovetail that other side. Okay, I'm going to take my tails and I'm going to put my tails up here. Okay, then we're going to take the second ribbon. And we're basically going to do the same thing. Okay, we're going to dovetail the ends. And with the ProBow, it's just the same motion over and over and over again, okay? You're going to take your tails out to this peg. You're going to gather it together. And you always want the pretty side of your ribbon facing that way, okay? So, oh, I forgot to tell you. So you take the second wire and you put it in between the ribbon here, and you run it to the right side of the peg, all right? And bring it, that's twisted, bring it to the back. And then twist one time. You don't want to twist more than once because your wire will get real bulky in the back. Okay, so you take your ribbon, measure it out, gather it together, put the pretty side of the ribbon facing front, hold this here, wrap it once around that peg. Okay, if you can't hold it, tie this off, bring this down, this up. Again, you don't want to do it too many times, just once. Okay, so that's holding your ribbon there. Wrap it around that peg. You're going to put your finger flat like this, set your ribbon on top, gather it with your thumb. Okay, and then twist, and then hold it there with your thumb. Wrap it around this peg. Do the same thing over here. Put your finger flat, set your ribbon on your finger, gather it together, and twist. And then you want to pull this one down, this one up, and twist one time, and then you're going to take your ribbon out to the end of this peg and dovetail it. Okay, now you're done. And it's okay if they're different lengths. We'll fix them when we fix our bow. Next, we're going to use the yellow 1.5 inch. So we're going to go ahead and do the same exact motion again. Same exact movements. We're going to dovetail the end, measure it out to the end here, gather it together. We're going to hold it there, wrap it around this next finger, hold it, twist. Oops, forgot to put that there. Wrap it around this one, put your finger flat, gather it together, twist, and then pull this wire down, this wire up. Pull tight and twist. Okay, then we're going to cut that one off. Be very careful when you're cutting that ribbon that you don't cut your fingers. It's very easy to do. Okay, we're done with this one. We're done with this one. We're going to use this red with the black dots again. One more time. Get this one out of the way. Okay, so we're going to use this one again. So again, we're going to measure out. We're going to dovetail the end. We're going to measure out to this peg, gather it together, put this tail up top, hold it here, wrap this one around this peg, put your finger flat, hold it, and gather it together, twist, wrap it around this peg, put your finger flat, gather it together, twist, then pull this wire down, this wire up, and twist. And then we're going to cut this one off. Now we're done with the 1.5 inch ribbon. So now we're going to use 2.5 inch ribbon. So we're going to get this out of our way. Now these 2.5 inch ribbon we're going to pull together. So So what we're going to do is we're going to gather them. We're going to stack the ladybug on top of the yellow, just like that. So you're going to pull both of them together at one time. We're going to go ahead and dovetail the end of that. We're going to measure out to the board. If you want them longer, you can measure longer. It's just up to you. We're going to gather it together. Remember, you want the pretty side of the ribbon facing front. Put your tails here. I'm going to pull this down and this up and tie it off. Okay. All right. So now you don't even have to hold it. So you're going to take both ribbons together. You're going to put them on that first finger. And it's good to have, you know, a good amount of ribbon out so you're not having to, you know, pull it, yank it and stuff. Then what you do again, put your finger flat, gather it together, twist, and wrap it around this peg. And once it's wrapped, you can let go. You don't have to worry about it going anywhere. Now, if you aren't good at this yet, you can tie it off each time. But once you get good at it, you're going to want to, you know, try not to have it real bulky. So again, gather it together and do your twist. Put it around this finger. Again, pull out some ribbon. Put your finger flat. Gather it together. Twist. Put it around this finger. Okay, so you're just going to keep doing that. Make sure your ribbon's all straight. doesn't get all twisted. Put your finger flat, lay your ribbon on top, gather it together, twist, wrap it around this finger. Again, always after each time, kind of check your ribbon, make sure it's staying straight. Finger flat again, gather it together, twist, and around this ribbon. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and tie it off because we're done. And we're going to again put our finger flat, gather it together, twist, and then we're going to pull this ribbon or this wire down and this wire up. And you want to pull it as tight as you can get it and then twist. Now I'm done with the bow, so I'm going to twist these two wires together. I like to twist them together. It gives them a little more strength. If you want to cut them off, you can, but I like to go ahead and twist the helping hand wires together. And you don't want to, well, I wouldn't cut them off until we do the fluffing, but that's up to you. Okay, so I just twist them all the way out to the end. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and cut these tails off. Okay, done with the ribbon. So now what we're going to do, you have the helping hand wires together. You're going to unwrap this wire from around this peg. Okay, and you want to make sure you get it all off, straighten that out. And you always want to kind of stick your finger down there to make sure that it's all out. And then unwrap the wire underneath here. And then pull the bottom one up, the top one down. And you're going to pull as tight as you can get it. And again, twist these two together. Okay, just keep twisting. See how we're doing here. Okay, now the easiest way to get your bow off of your bow maker is to take the center peg out. So you just kind of twist it a little bit and it comes right out, okay? And then your bow just pulls right off. So I'm going to put this away. That away. Okay, now we're going to get our fluff box. And the fluff box is basically just a box that's really heavy that's going to help to hold your bow down. I have mine on a Lazy Susan, so it's easy to use. You have a nail on one end, a little eye hook on this end. You take your wires, you put them underneath this eye hook, and then you stand them up and then wrap that around just one time. Okay? Bring it out a little bit. Now we're going to start to fluff our bow. We're going to take, and you can really yank on it. Don't worry about messing it up because you're nice and tight in there. Okay, then this time we're going to take the Ladybug over here. That. Right. And again, don't be afraid to really yank on it. Put your fingers in there, open up those loops. Okay, we're going to move our tails around here. Okay, we have the red one, yellow one, red one, yellow one. Okay, and that's half of the bow is fluffed right there. Okay, then we're going to take it and turn it around, and we're going to do the same thing over here on this side. Okay, again, to get those tails to really curl nicely, put your thumb underneath it, grab it at the very beginning of it, and just kind of pull, and see how nicely that curls. Do the same with those. Okay, so we're going to start separating our loops here. Again, put your fingers in and really kind of open them up nicely. And then you want to do the opposite. So I'm going to pull the Ladybug ribbon over, the yellow there. Like I said, don't be afraid to really yank on these, because you'll be able to get them out. Okay, and there we go. And we're going to do our loops and tails. Okay, again, grab it at the base and just kind of run your thumb around it, and that really helps it to curl. Get our loop over here. Again, do the same thing. Put this one over here. And then we have our little button in the middle there. Okay. And there you have a bow we did on the ProBow. Okay. And you just untwist it, pull it off of there. And there are our two bows. Okay, so two different bows using the same ribbon. This one was done on the 4-in-1. This one was done on the ProBow. Okay. And then again, you're just going to want to keep playing with it, get it the way you want it. Move them around until you're happy with the way it looks. Okay. Alright guys, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And hopefully I will be back on live soon once I finish recovering from the surgery. Have a wonderful day, guys. Thanks again. Bye.